Hi, all the signs of the Zodiac. I'm Pam, and welcome to your mid-month Psychic Tarot update for March 2018. This month, I used the Hanson-Roberts Tarot deck. And remember, these are general readings, and to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign to gain more insight and information, because some months they're going to resonate more for you than your sun sign will. All that being said, now on to your mid-month Psychic Tarot update for March 2018. First sign, Aries. Aries, the card you have first is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is wheels of fate turning in your favor, planets in the heavens, spirit guides around you, conspiring to give you karmic good fortune. Or it can mean the ups and downs of karma. You're going to have a lot to do. You're going to be very busy in mid-March. You're going to have to figure out losses and gains. Also looking at time you may have lost about something. You may have somebody from the past that comes back to dig up dirt on you or haunt you again in March. So it could be a past love, a past boss, a past relationship of some other kind, like family. Maybe you parted ways. You've got somebody coming back up. They could be digging up dirt on you or just coming into your life in some way. It could be positive or negative, depending on which Aries you are. It's not going to play out exactly the same for all of you. Also, be careful if you have to link up with a partner in something, because it has the ability to spin out of control. So be careful of that. You're going to be making a lot of decisions based on facts, figures, and timing. You could be really making some gains, some financial gains and headway here. You could have somebody new that enters the scene and gives you a hand. And I feel whatever this is comes at you out of left field, like you don't expect it or see it coming. You could have some upsetment this month to do with this. Some of you might not. Some of you may be like, this is a breeze. I'm not worried at all. Others of you may feel the opposite. It's really weird. You have a dichotomy in this month with this Wheel of Fortune. You really do. You have a broad perspective, and your perspective might be changing in the mid-month of March. You're right smack in the center of karma, Aries. How these things are going to play out is all up to you. It's your mindset at the time when these things are going on. So you have total control over this outcome. It's like I can't read your outcome here on it. I can't, because it's all up to you this month. You've got the Three of Pentacles here, and this is expanding your business, expanding your skills, mastering your craft, paying attention to detail and craftsmanship. You could be getting a promotion. You could be getting more work. You could be expanding a business here. Some of you Aries have someone that wants to give you, hire you, or give you an opportunity based on your skills. So it could be, that could come at you out of the blue too. Maybe you're not expecting it. Someone you meet or encounter comes up and goes, hey, you could come work for me, or I want to invest in you, or I believe in your skills and what you're doing. It could have a connection to a throwback from your past. You got that again. You got that with the Wheel of Fortune about somebody from the past. This is kind of the same thing. Something from the past, somebody giving you an opportunity, could have a connection to do with you knew them in the past. You are going to excel and show off your skills in some way to someone. Could be a client, could be at a job interview, could be this person that wants to come in and suddenly give you this opportunity. You're going to start to shine in some way. And any presentations you do right now, in the middle of March, you would do a good job. at presenting yourself and whatever it is, what, you know, job you already have, job you want to go for. But some of you really are going to get offered an opportunity in mid-March. Now, Mercury is retrograde on March 22nd until April 15th. So this is why the past is coming back for you. But for you, for some of you, not all Aries, but for some of you, the past, some of this past that's going to come back to you is actually in a good and a positive sense. Any debt that you've like compiled or it's been piling up for you, you're going to settle some debts, you know, pay them off, settle debts. You get that comes up here also with this Three of Pentacles. So I hope those messages made sense to you, Aries, and I hope they were of help. Now on to Taurus. First card you have, Taurus, is the Justice card. This could be dealing with lawyers, court documents, legal papers, judges, the court system. Could also be anything that was not fair and just will now become fair and just. You're at a critical juncture and at a critical thinking point in mid-March. Some of you may have to attend court. Maybe you got a parking ticket or a moving violation, and you have to go and you have to pay. I feel like some of you are going to have to pay. Some of you. Now, some of you, it's not legal. This isn't a legal issue, but it is coming up here for some of you. Also, any trials that have to do with polygamy, bigamy, marriage, divorce settlements. Some of you are going to court over issues to do with that. Also, speculation and things changing. So if you have an already ongoing court case and it's not new, there's some speculation about it and altering it and changing it in some way comes up for some of you. Tauruses that have a legal thing to deal with. Some of you may actually be seeing a lawyer about some events that recently took place. This could be at a workplace or something, you know, or an car accident or something like that. But it could also be, you could possibly be seeing a lawyer that you met, that there was some interest, and you could be seeing each other, like, socially. I know that's a weird message, but it does come up here for some of you Tauruses in mid-March. Some of you could also be party to an upheaval where there was a riot and you got hurt or you got arrested during it. Could be either or. Like public disturbance. It could have been a political riot. It could have been a riot about something else. Some of you are filling out lengthy paperwork, documents, court documents, lengthy things, filling it out. Some of you are dealing with and going through the legal system. It does come up for March. Now, here you have the Ten of Cups, which is happily ever after, happy home, happy love, could be marriage, children, good health, feeling happy and emotionally good no matter what, even if that isn't the case for you. Now, I don't read the cards reversed. So my guides are going to tell me whether this is a negative or a positive for you. I always read them upside, right side up. You've got a mixture of stuff here. Some of you are going to get engaged or are getting ready to get married. Happiness is coming. And some of you, there was like a disastrous situation in a love relationship and there's a divorce happening. So you're not the first sign. Look, you're the second sign. Aries got a dichotomy of something. Now you're getting one too. So for a lot of you Tauruses, this is marriage, marriage proposal, getting married, contract of marriage. But for some of you, there was some disastrous thing in marriage, and there's like divorce and upheaval and divorce. It's coming up both ways for you here. For some of you Tauruses, you have a hopeful relationship on the horizon. You may see it. You may know who it is. You could be hopeful that it's going to go that way. And some of you may be unaware of it yet. But you do have one here. Now, if you're already coupled, that's not applying to you. You're getting a start over thing, a review from the past too. Some of you, you could start a relationship over again. I wouldn't be surprised if there's Tauruses that are going to tell me, you know what? I broke up with my ex. We got back together again and we're getting remarried. Or we're going to live together all over again. Some of you have that energy happening here too. So, wow. Feelings for somebody from your past could return. It's highly likely. For some reason, this particular Mercury in retrograde is really dragging up the past. I mean, I see that, but it's come up strong here. There's definitely going to be initiation of change in whatever your relationship status is. Strongly. So I hope this was of help to you. I hope it made sense. Now on to the sign of Gemini. First card you have, Gemini, is Five of Pentacles. This could be financial bankruptcy, emotional bankruptcy. It could also be not looking at your money. Maybe you need to focus on it. Worrying about money could be you're not paying attention. Could also be emotional bankruptcy. Sometimes this is one person, but very often two people are intertwined here. I feel there's some things that had to be overhauled and redone. Here's another redo. If you already did your taxes, you may have to redo them. Or something to do with finances. If you were like financially gathering a lot of information and gathering stuff, it could have disappeared on the internet. Perhaps your dog ate them. Do not laugh. My dog does actually eat important papers and documents. It has happened. So you're going to have to redo something to do with your finances. Maybe if you tried to get a mortgage or a second mortgage on a home, you have to redo the paperwork. Because it has something to do with money or some kind of documents you wrote up about money in something. They may have to get redone. If you're not having financial difficulty yourself, you have somebody close to you that may be having a financial issue, and you may or may not be able to or want to help them with it. Maybe your finances aren't like over the top that you can help this person. You might not be able to. Some of you may. I also feel you struggling over the price tag of something, where a price got driven down and it may be something you wanted to buy and it was too high and the price went down, or you drove it down and now you have to make a decision whether you want to buy it or not. Could be a property, piece of land, new home, a new car, a used car, something. It would be something substantial here. If you have a business, watch where your profits are going, because somebody's eating up money in a business. Could be your business partner or somebody there, or somebody connected to the business through family or some other connections that is eating up some of the profits in a strange way, like through insurance fraud or through some expenses that they may not be totally justified or legitimate, but some expenses. So if you have somebody, watch your accounts. Watch your accountants, bookkeepers, I don't know, business partners. Careful of that, Gemini, in mid-March. You have the Three of Cups here. Friends could be coming in to help you. This could also mean parties, gatherings, celebrations, attending a party, throwing a party yourself. Could be 3 females, 3 sisters, 3 friends. Could also be a celebratory conclusion to something going on for you. Something gets nailed down, finally sorted through and nailed down. I feel this may be actually about whatever financial weird thing goes on. I feel like you sort it out and it gets nailed down. Some of you are going to be either having a party for someone very close to you, or you're invited to one, and you still might be part of helping out to get it off the ground, whether you host it or not. Because I feel like some of you have a party that's pretty big for someone you care about. Your husband, your wife, your sweet 16, father retiring, or, you know, a great recuperation from an illness. And so everybody has a big party. I feel like this is going to be a really good party. And this party could stir up a lot of happiness. Tears and happiness, though, not negative tears, like happy tears. You come up with an ingenious idea to something that's challenging to you, and it pays off and works for you phenomenally. So it could be something you can implement at your own business or at your job, or in your daily life in some way. I feel like you come up with something ingenious, and then you start using it, and it works and helps you. Be careful what you say. There could be like a troll under the bridge. That's what my guides are saying. Sometimes they say weird things, okay? They're saying, be careful what you say, especially in a group if there's 3 of you. 3 sisters, 3 friends, 3 colleagues, 3 women, because there's a troll under the bridge that's going to like gossip or say something incorrect out of what you guys talk about. Keep that in mind in mid-March, especially at the party that you may attend. So I hope that helped you. Now on to Cancer. And the first card you have, Cancer, is the 4 of Swords. This is a pause, a resting phase, a recuperation from an illness, a meditative state. You could be praying here also. You've been through the mill, Cancer. You feel like you've been dragged through a knot hole and bunched up in a ball and wrung out. That's the way I feel your energy feels right now in mid-March. You can't have it both ways, so take time to really meditate and think carefully on any decision you have to make. And I would be very wary of making any decision in March, especially in the mid-March, which is when you're hearing this, till the end of April, because Mercury is in retrograde and that could really affect you. So you're getting the caution that if you have some big decision to make, Cancer, try not to make it in mid-March. Wait till the end of April, because thinking may be scattered and not clear. You also have had too many things either on your mind or too many things that have been piling up on top of you. Could be worriment about work or finances, problems with children or concerns, health issues. I feel like you've had like a whole bunch of different things piling up on you. And it's really taken a toll on you and been too much. You may receive some news, heartbreaking news, that someone you cared about passed away. It could have been a friend, a relative, great aunt, great uncle, or a cousin you really cared about. And I'm not going to lie to you here, you don't have a death card, really. But oddly enough, sometimes death things do come up to me. Through 4 of Swords, not usually, but once in a while, and you're getting it for some of you. It's not going to happen to all of you. And I feel like it's a deep thing to you. It feels like a spiritual thing. The person you had a spiritual connection with, so you are going to care about it. Those of you Cancerian people that this applies to, that part of that message is not going to be for all of you. This is a general reading. Don't get worried. You have the Hermit here. That is a spiritual card. This is your spirit guides shining the light, lighting the way, showing you the path to go. They could be kind of protecting you also. You could be the Hermit. You could be getting getting a lay of the land. But your guides are still going to be guiding you no matter what. You have given everything your all Whatever this is that's going on, you've given it your all. And now you are also the Hermit, taking a step back, and now you're seeing things clearly. Your guides are shining the light on it, so now you get a clear picture. So those of you that have a decision to make that came up, like not to make in March until the end of April, till after the 15th of April, you are going to have a clear idea of what to do, because your guides will be illuminating it for you and things will be made clear to you. Don't lose touch with your relatives from the past. Stay in touch with them. Stay in touch with relatives that maybe you haven't seen or talked to in a while. That is important. I actually feel this is a pivotal month for you. And I feel that you are going to tune in very strongly to your inner core being of yourself. And I feel like your life is transforming somehow. You're going through like this big evolution. I feel a lot of Cancers are having some kind of pivotal month. This could also apply to Cancer rising and moon people as well. I see you wanting to become also more magnanimous, generous, not wanting to hide in a corner anymore, or wanting to shine your light in some way. So if you're a Cancer sun, moon, or rising, and you felt like, I haven't really displayed my 100% full talents or abilities or knowledge or gifts, or maybe I've been a recluse too much and haven't gotten out enough or talked to a lot of people enough. Somehow you need to, like, there's this magnanimous wanting to give or come out into the light sensation about you in March. So I feel by the time you get to the end of April, you're going to feel like your life transformed in some way, and you're going to feel a little bit like a different person. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now onto the sign of Leo. And the first card you have, Leo, is the High Priestess. This could be your highest spirit guide showing up to give you messages today. It could be you are the High Priestess, your psychic ability and your intuition is at an all-time high. This card could also mean things that are kept hidden or secret from you, or you could have been hiding some things or keeping some things secret or hidden also. You're jump-starting something, or you're starting over with something new again and jump-starting it either way. This could be a business. It could also be an old business that you had before. It could also be a relationship that you have that maybe has gotten boring, stale, or kind of ho-hum, and you could be jump-starting it. Everything you do is important now. Don't scrimp, or don't be penny pinching, nitpicking, micromanaging, or too miserly either. You got to avoid all of that. You must shine now and put your particular plan in motion. Whatever your plan is. What's your plan, Leo? I'm sure you have one in some area. It's the month to put that plan in motion. There's a lot of things that people may be asking you for, and show them that you can do it. So let's say you have a lot of clients and you normally do one kind of work, but really you also know how to do a few other things, and you have people asking you, can you do this? Do you know how to do that? If you do, whatever the skill is, you should do it. Now is the time to do it. Expand on your knowledge, know-how, business. It doesn't matter what you're doing it in, whether you're in the corporate world, or whether you work at Home Depot, or whether you have your own business even. You got to start polishing the apple. You have to make things shine. Things you're doing, you have to put that shine on them this month, Leo. It's very important. You have people paying attention, noticing, and watching. Interested in maybe investing in you, or doing something with you, for you, or about you. You have influential people paying attention to you this month, whether it's your boss, higher ups, people in the government. I don't care what line, where does it come from? It's going to be different for all of you Leos, but you got higher up, the brass is watching you. Let's put it that way, and is interested in you. You have potential further and advancement in your career. If you're a non-working Leo, I'm not sure how this applies to you. You could start studying something. If you're not working, you may start getting some area of interest and study it. You could become an anthropologist, an archaeologist, a geologist. All those words are around some of you Leos out there. You have the Queen of Swords next, and this is either a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. Could be a male. You're highlighting them in some way, or they're featuring you, or both. This Queen of Swords may have a bright idea that they want to pitch to you or sell to you. So you could be in a position to hire them or do something with them. Could also be the reverse. They could be doing this for you. It could go either way. This Queen of Swords could also be a mentor, teacher, boss, or instructor to you because they want to show you how it's done. So that could be because you're going to hire them to do something, or they could be a teacher, an advisor, an instructor, because they're going to show you how something's done for some of you, but in a positive way. This is not somebody you dislike, you distrust, you don't want to deal with. That energy, for the most part, I don't see here yet, at least. You are eager to do something with them, to prove yourself to them, or you to show them something how to do, or for you to have them show you something. You've got eager feelings about this. You're like, I'm eager to do whatever this is with the Queen of Swords. You're not feeling like, ugh, repelled, don't go there. You're not having that energy. They have high ideals. They have high-minded ideas and high ideals, this Queen of Swords. You're going to like about the Queen of Swords this month how they have it all together. The Queen of Swords has it all together this month. You're going to like that. The one thing you might not like about it is they may be kind of dogmatic about wanting to have their way. So they may be a little controlling, but that doesn't scare you off in any way, Leo, because you have that kind of, you have similar energy, you and this Queen of Swords. So you just have to think about how this applies. I know this is brief because it's only 3 minutes for each card, but you have to see how it plays out and check out the beginning of April because those readings are 20 minutes long. So you'll get more messages there. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Virgo. The first card you have here, Virgo, is the Nine of Rods. This is being prepared and ready for battle, getting your ducks in a row, being ready, organized. You could be suspicious of someone or something, or they could be suspicious of you. I feel like some of you Virgos are going to be dealing with some kind of complaints coming at you, especially if you work. You could be dealing with customers coming back and saying, this isn't good, or I've got complaints, or this didn't work out or pan out, or I want to return it, or whatever. But I see you dealing with a lot of complaints. Now, if you're a non-working Virgo, these complaints could be coming from family members. Pay attention to your intuition, Virgo, because your intuition is telling you something is off and you don't like it. You're picking up on someone around you that you feel like they're not either telling you the truth or that they've got some weird thing going on with them that they're not talking about. Also, if you're a boss and you're in charge of other people, I see you going through a list of workers going, this one's going to get suspended, that one's going to get suspended, that one's going to get suspended. And I don't know whether that means fired or like suspended for a few weeks because of like weird things they were doing. Or you could even be, if you're a principal or a superintendent or in any kind of school administration, you could be suspending students or staff. Even them too. I don't know. Some of you have some like you oversee people and you're suspending them. But for some of you it is at a job. Some of you may have a heart palpitations come up or have issues with a heart murmur that maybe you already know about it. Okay, and it could be kicking up for you in mid-March. This may be because of stress. If you feel stressed and stress levels, those things may start kicking up in you. I have something with my heart, and sometimes it will do a couple different things. So you may experience some weird things like that in mid-March. You may need to see a doctor. Some of you may have like acid indigestion or acid reflux kick up also. That's not going to apply to all of you, but I have to warn you when something comes up. I'm not wishing it on you, so don't think I'm wishing it on you, Virgo. You've got 8 of rods here. This is news coming to you swiftly. Could also be swift and sudden change, or it could be travel, long distance travel. But a lot of times it's swift change or news coming in swiftly. Some of you are going to receive some kind of notification that something is over. It's like up. A term period on something. If you're renting a property, or leasing a car, leasing a storage unit, you've got something, some notification saying something's up, the lease is up, something's ending. Some of you may find out that a building is getting shut down, or the people are selling it, or it's not going to be what it was before, so now you have to exit. Could be an apartment you're renting, could also be if you rent a business. So for some of you, this 8 of rods really is a notification of some sort, but it could be in a good way, like if your lease on your car is up or something. You know, it's not necessarily going to be bad, so don't get upset over that. Some of you may have to get packing done pretty quickly. You could be moving out of town. You could be going on a trip out of town, and all of a sudden your boss says, hey, I need you to fly to New Zealand, and you need to get over there really quick, so get on the plane and go, or that you have to move quickly. Because remember how I said some people are going to say you get notification that something is finished or up. It could be a lease is up. Maybe if your house was for sale, you're going to get a notification. Hey, guess what? House is off the market now. People gave you the asking price. That's done. But some of it is to do with a leasing kind of arrangement. You're going to undo something you did. If you wrote something in writing, you are undoing it and redoing it. Could be a contract of sale, could be a listing for a house, could be a story you wrote, or a proposition or a proposal, or something you wrote. It could be a document, a will. It could be anything that you put in writing. You could be rewriting it in mid-March. Doesn't surprise me. Mercury's in retrograde from March 22nd, and it goes direct on April 15th. So rewriting stuff sounds totally par for the course. So I hope these messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Libra. And the first card you have, Libra, is the 5 of Cups. And this is sadness, loss, and regret, but not all hope is lost, because there's still 2 cups that have not been overturned. Sometimes this card can mean dealing with somebody with an alcohol problem, you or the other person, but not always. I feel like you're having a hard time coping with an arrangement or an agreement that you made. You feel uncomfortable with it, like something's gone too far with it. It could be a business deal that you agreed to, or maybe some unusual, like, love triangle arrangement. I don't know. But something you've agreed to, you feel has gone too far and you're uncomfortable with it. That's for some of you Libras, not all of you. Some of you may not have been feeling so great in mid-March. Your stomach might be giving you trouble. It could be indigestion. It could be your stomach lining for some reason. Some of you may feel like you need to revamp your style or your image. You may feel, especially if you're in the public spotlight somehow, or if I don't know, at your job, maybe you feel like you may feel like something's going down the drain for you. I'm not saying your whole world I just feel like this is you being critical of you. I'm not being critical of you. I'm reading what your thought is here on it. And so I feel like you're going to want to revamp your image. Now, what does that mean? That can mean your physical image. Maybe you feel like, my hair color looks drab, I need to change it. Or, oh, I've gained too much weight, now I need to go on a diet. Or I really need to go to the gym. It could be anything like that. Or it could be public image. Like, maybe you feel like people are getting the wrong impression about you. Like you're this way, you're this way, you're this way. And you don't want to be seen or pigeonholed like that particular way. You want this image to be up front and front and center. So it's going to be up to you what that means. Some of you may have a feeling, I'm not going to lie to you here, when negative things come up, I have to tell you, I feel some of you may feel competition with someone and you feel like you can't win. So it could be in a job situation. Maybe you have a peer at work that you feel like I can't win against them, or you get beat out for a promotion with them. Or it could even be in love. Maybe there's some other love interest floating around here and you may feel like I can't compete with them. That might be your view, not necessarily this person you're attached to's view. You have the Three of Rods next, but this is success. So here you have success coming in. You may be waiting patiently for that success to come in, or you have to let go of something so the success can come to you. Some of you are going to learn some new craft or skill that's going to take you far. Some of you are entering a contest and winning. This could be a contest of like a raffle. Or it could be a big contest, like to win something big, a big trip or a boat or something that you normally would never buy for yourself. Some Libras are winning a contest in March. Some of you in the business world have a new idea that's going to sell, or a new pitch, or a new pitch to use to sell something that will make things sell. So those of you that are in sales or in the retail world or have a product or an item or something you need to sell for your own business or for another company, you're going to come up with either a new idea that's going to sell like gangbusters or a new strategy, tactic, angle that will then sell something. 3 years, my guides are telling me. Let me say this. If you are trying to sell something, it takes 3 years to really sock it home with bringing in the profits. So this could be 3 years from now, or the 3 years could have already been happening, and now this is the success point of the 3-year period. It's not going to be the same for all of you because you all don't have the same birth chart and you don't have the same birth time, and therefore your timing is going to be different. Some of you are going to entertain and have like a big bash, a big party, could be for a family member. And if you're not doing it right now, you could be planning it in March, which would actually be a really good time to plan because Mercury is in retrograde, and that's a good time to research. Not necessarily the best time to execute a plan, but it's unless you've been doing it for a while and generating it. But this is a good month to look into stuff like that. So I hope these messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Scorpio. The first card you have that shows up here is the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords could be grieving the loss of a love relationship, a breakup. Could also be not feeling well. You could be feeling under the weather. You could be worried about somebody connected to you that's not feeling well. You could be having sleepless nights. You could also be having nightmares, bad dreams. You could be suffering from migraine headaches. The Nine of Swords means many, many, many things. You may have some kind of feeling like, I can't believe I have to do this again, go through this again, or figure this out again. Now, Mercury will be in retrograde at this time in the middle of the month, a little, 22nd on, but you are going to be feeling like, I'm doing this again. So maybe you're having a breakup of a relationship again, or you had to go through something before and it was difficult. And it does, I feel for many of you, it does have relationship feeling to it. And that now you have to do it again. It comes up as a repeat. That's happened a lot in this mid-month of March reading for all the signs so far. I see you thinking very carefully, seriously about, I really have to get my priorities straight and get my ducks in a row and get things in alignment and in order. And like, what's most important to me, and start working from there. I see you getting like really serious about certain things. Some of you are coming to a closure of some kind of relationship. It does feel like a breakup. Maybe you've already broken up with them a while ago, but maybe you didn't have closure. That's possible too. Maybe you're already broken up, and then mid-month of March, it churns up the old feelings from the past, and that's the repeat, the feelings, and now you get closure with it. Because you do have the Hierophant next, which is a blessing from God, or a warning, but I have to keep reading the Nine of Swords. You may leave an unhealthy situation. This could be a job. Maybe you're like, man, my job sucks. And these bosses, they don't care. They treat me like crap. If you feel like that, then you're going to leave it because that's an unhealthy situation for you. But you could take those same exact words and apply it to a love relationship, and you would maybe leaving that. It's going to be different for all of you, Scorpios. I'm sorry, it's a general reading, so I don't know where exactly this unhealthy thing is that you've got to leave and get away from, whether it's a job, a love relationship, a marriage, I don't know, an unhealthy living situation. You're going to get out of it. That's what it feels like to me. You have the Hierophant next. This is either a god or a high priest or a pope giving you a blessing. Could be a warning. Could also mean higher education and higher learning. Could mean all of those things mixed together. You are going to train yourself to listen more. I feel some of you Scorpios are feeling like you're very scattered. Your energy is scattered. Maybe you've walked away from religion and said, you know what, or spirituality and said, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the universe has forgotten me, or, you know, my guides aren't around me. They're not paying attention to me. I feel if you've had those feelings, you will make a turnaround and a return to paying attention, listening to your guides, listening to God, the universe, whatever, you know, your inner voice, your higher self, whatever it means for you is going to be different for all of you Scorpios. But I feel some of you are like, you know what? I got to get back to paying attention to my own intuition or my spirit guides, whatever you believe in. You do heal something and move on. Especially if you're at odds with someone. If you've been at odds with someone, you may heal that and make amends, or heal that and move on from it. It is time to depart an unhealthy circumstance and situation. You have knowledge now you didn't have before. There's knowledge you have now you did not have before. That's an important message for you, Scorpio. I hope you are listening to that one, because it's going to help you. You know the pebble that drops on the mountain of pebbles? That one pebble, boop, that drops on the top, and then all the pebbles start to tumble down in a big avalanche. That's what you have happening for you this month in some way. Scorpios risings may be applying to them really strongly too. Maybe even some Scorpio moons. But there's some little pebble that drops on top of this pile that happens for you in your life, and things start to evolve, and it's going to improve for you. So even though if it feels like crap in the beginning, it's going to change and roll down the hill in a different way once you get to the bottom of it. So it may seem like a negative at first, but actually you are getting a blessing here. It's actually a positive. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Sagittarius. And the first card you have, Sagittarius, is the Page of Cups. This could be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. Could also be you if you have a water sign as your rising or moon sign. This could be a child. Sometimes pages come up as adults also. Could be somebody acting childishly even. You're going to have a lot of dealings with this Page of Cups. You may feel like you're back and forth with them, in the middle of March. This could be in conversations. That could mean opinion-wise, or both. Conversations where your opinions are going back and forth could be happening for you with the Page of Cups. They may be trying to communicate with you. They do feel like they want to see you. They want to deal with you. They want to be around you. So whenever the people cards come up, Sagittarius, they always mean many different people because it's a general reading. I'm not privately reading you here. So the first thing I pick up is it's somebody that feels like they want to be back in your life, or so it could be a return of an old love, or if you have a child that's gone astray, or you haven't been talking to them much, they may want to communicate with you a lot in the middle of March, or get back into communication with you if they haven't talked to you for a while. I feel like you're going to be really listening very carefully to what this page has to say to you in the middle of March. They think things are changing. They think things will be different. It will be an interesting conversation. This could be a past love returning. It could be somebody you broke up with trying to mend fences and get back together with you. This could be a child that you were estranged from, or a grandchild, or a sibling that you parted ways and things were not good, and now they come back and they want to be, close with you again. That's all very possible. I feel like the conversation is going to be incredibly interesting that you're going to have. They're definitely going to be selling the pitch that things will change or be different. I do feel they may very well believe that, what they're telling you. I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of inner work about how do you feel about them. You're going to be asking yourself this question. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to take them back with open arms, or you're going to be like, yes, I agree, we need to mend fences. For some of you, that will be the case. But there's some of you that may not be so sure, and you want to really mull it over. You've got the Hierophant here, and I do shuffle these cards many times, and I put them through incense. So I know Scorpio got it, but you did get it here, and I shuffled many times. And this is God giving you a blessing or a warning. Could also be higher education or higher learning involved. This could be a priest, a pope. Some people say that. I feel like you're going to have to tell your story all over again, and I feel you don't really want to, and I don't feel like you really feel it's appropriate. So for some of you, I feel you're going to feel a little disgruntled, annoyed, like you don't want to have to tell your side of the story all over again, or like you kind of had enough of something here. I see you making more money than you ever did before. You've got money increasing here. I see if you were not independent before, you are going to become extremely independent, and I see your money really jumping up and expanding and growing, and so your independence is quite strong. If you're already coupled with somebody, it's just being then financially independent more. If you're not intertwined with somebody, your independence is kicking up still through your finances for some of you. And you will start to see these results, I feel, between the mid-month of March and the end of May for most of you, Sagittarius out there. You may have to retake an exam. You may have to restudy for an exam again, especially if you have to retake it. There's something you may want to take again because you may want higher marks. If this could be SAT scores for some young Sagittarians out there. Some of you are going to receive an award for an achievement. You could be getting a medal for a good deed that you did, a heroic deed. You could also be getting a medal for something you're doing in the Olympics. You could be getting a plaque or an award because you did an outstanding job at your job and you're company is giving it to you in a presentation. So you have a lot going on. I would definitely watch the beginning of April Psychic Tarot reading with me, because it will be, those are 20 minutes long, and you'll learn a lot more than what this 6 minutes is going to tell you right here. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Capricorn. And the first card you have here, Capricorn, is Justice. This is dealing with lawyers, court documents, legal papers, judges. Could also deal with things that were unfair and unjust will now become fair and just, and it doesn't always have to be a legal issue. Some of you Capricorns are going to get singled out for some position or some high authority. For those of you in the law field, this applies to you in particular, where you will be maybe asked to become a partner in a firm or a law firm or some other, prestigious thing. If you're not a lawyer, it's still like a prestigious position getting offered to some of you. For some of you, there's a lot of litigation going on behind the scenes at something to do with a company you work for or are attached to. Some of you are going to be displaying new wares, and people are going to gravitate to it. So that would mean to me, like if you go to flea markets or you have a store or you put things online and sell things online, putting new items out on display and people gravitating to it also comes up here. So you could do well financially this month, Capricorn, if there's something you put out there for sale. You're going to be making some decisions, large decisions this month based on facts and money. Some of you may reveal something very soon to the public. It could be a mind-blowing story that's going to blow the lid off of people, blow people's minds. It could be something like that, like a newsworthy event, something revealing. Or again, it could be something you are selling, or a talent or a skill or a service, Capricorn. You're going to make your mark in the world. Some of you are achieving a lifelong dream or goal in the mid-month of March, and really could be the next 4 or 5 months out after that if it doesn't happen for you in mid-March. So the next card you have here is the Seven of Pentacles, and this is usually a work-related card. It's being tired and exhausted of your hard work and efforts, but gaining financial gains and financial rewards from that hard work and efforts. Usually, and it's here with the Justice card, so remember at some point it did come up through the Justice card that there could be litigations behind the scenes at some kind of job, company, or business that you work for, so that could make sense why this Seven of Pentacles is here. Some of you may be putting together a team of work partners, like you have to form a group together to work. This could be if you have to study for some big test or exam and you're in a university and you're pushing hard to get through something and you're doing it together as a team, especially if you're in the field of law. This could also have to do with you if you work at a job and they want you to put a task force together and you're putting people together in groups, or you are going to be part of a group that's a task force and a team and working together on something in a group. You're going to have easy money in March. Money is going to come to you like, whoo, coming to you easy in March for some reason. Something is old and gets put out to pasture, and then you buy something new to replace it. So maybe you have an old car and it's like, coughing and sputtering down the road, and you put that car out to pasture and you buy a new one. Or it could be a piece of machinery or equipment. Maybe you sew and you make quilts for a living, or you have your own business where you make tarps and tapestries or whatever, curtains and draperies or whatever. Your machine may kick out and you're like, okay, I cannot revive this thing again. No more duct tape and crazy glue. Out to the curb you go. So could be some machinery you use to do tattoos on people, or something that weaves fabric. Could be anything. Airbrusher for detailing car paint. You might have to put it out to pasture, Capricorn. You may experience, some of you, this is only going to be for some of you Capricorns, and it is kind of dramatic and a little drastic, but it's definitely not for all of you because all of you are not working. But I see, so it could apply at home. Whenever that comes up to me, at work or home, something drastic going on where there's fighting. You're witnessing fighting going on. And it could be at a job where people are really mad and, you know, going off, and then, you know, you could be witnessing this at work. But again, I'm going to tell you that could actually be a family situation. And there could be legalities that circle around it in the background. So stay tuned for the beginning of April, Capricorn. Those messages are longer at the beginning of the month in my Psychic Tarot readings at the beginning of the month. So I hope those messages made sense to you. Now on to the sign of Aquarius. And the first card you have here, Aquarius, is the Seven of Pentacles. And I shuffled these cards many, many, many times, clear them through incense. So even though Capricorn got it, you got it too. This is being tired and exhausted of your hard work and efforts and gaining financial gain and financial rewards from your hard work and efforts. Sometimes it can mean worried about money, being worried about money, but not usually to me. I see you figuring things out in a new way and trying to figure things out at your job or work or something you're working on in a new format or a new method or new way. You may be considering some options because you could be feeling like you're overstressed or overworked and that you need to cut down something or cut out something that may be feeling like it's stressing you out or stringing you out, or it's getting to be kind of a burden to you. Some of you are making a new start and a fresh start with new material or new materials. Some of you are also focusing on your cash to figure out how you can invest in things or what to put money into to make your money grow. So I also see you focusing on your money and wanting your money to grow, and you could be doing it, like I said, through stocks, bonds, investments, or some other thing that you feel like, hey, if I invest in this, I'm going to get a good money return because then the money will come to me through that investment. Some of you are going to be digging in and researching something that may actually be beneficial to you and tell you how you can expand what you're doing or make more money. You could be researching stocks, bonds, and investments. You could be doing that, but you could be also researching something that you feel if you implement it, use it, or do it, it will bring in more money for you. It's a good month to do that because Mercury's in retrograde from March 22nd till April 15th, so it's a really good time to research things. You're going to be utilizing every penny you have, and I see you also cutting through some kind of red tape in something that has some kind of connection to do with money. That was a little hard to read and a little confusing. You have the Ace of Rods here, so that's good news. This is new beginnings. This is starting a new job, starting a new business, having a birth of a child, getting a new home, having a new love relationship, receiving an inheritance, your life beginning anew. It can be many, many, many things, the Ace of Rods. You have some kind of victory here. Something is starting to blossom and bloom in your life, and for some of you, it's going to be a love relationship. Some of you also, I do see you receiving money, looks like a large sum of money for some of you, so this could be coming in the form of inheritance. It could be a settlement from a legal case. Could also be like if somebody's paying you a commission for something or an advance. Because it could be winning money, could be, but it doesn't really feel to me like a contest or a win. It is a win, but it's not that feeling like, hooray, I just won the lottery, but it could be. If you were looking to start a job, a new job or a new career or some really like special adventure, I feel that some of you are getting that special adventure is getting ready to happen. So you could get recognized for your talents or gifts. You're out somewhere doing something and somebody says, hey, you know what? We like the cut of your jib. You're just the Aquarius we're looking for. You could get some kind of like weird off the cuff, out of the blue opportunity that comes up to you where but also especially if you were someone that was like trying to break through in a particular business or a particular area, you're going to get like that. The planets are going to align for you, Aquarius, and you're getting that like breakthrough comes in. Some of you may meet someone that's significant to you through a business deal or a work-related theme that doesn't look like it's a romance when you first meet, but sparks are flying and it turns into something, and you may actually have a business partner / significant other could be starting sometime this year of 2018, but for some reason they're kicking up in this middle of the month of March reading. So I really feel it could happen anytime for many of you Aquarians between the middle of March and the end of August. So, hope those messages were of help to you. Now onto the sign of Pisces. And the first card you have here, Pisces, is the Judgment card. So this is usually to me about what's the word, what's the proclamation, what's the judgment, how are things going to go down, and how does it affect everyone involved. I do feel you're receiving some kind of good news, good uplifting news. Something that you wanted to see work out is working out in your favor in the middle of March. Some of you may get something handed over to you, property, a settlement, keys to something. You could get keys to a house, keys to a car, winning some kind of agreement. You're getting back to basics in some way, and you are going to be digging deep into your life and thinking about what is really true for you and important for you. So this is actually an important spiritual kind of awakening month for many of you Pisces. Maybe because it's your birthday month. Happy birthday, Pisces. I forgot to wish you happy birthday. So happy birthday to the Pisces out there. Both of my boys are Pisces. If you were waiting for some kind of an approval for something, you get the green light like it's go. So if you were waiting for a job, it comes through. If you're waiting for a green card, you get it. Or an immigration card or whatever they're called, green card, working papers, immigration card, something you needed a green light to go on, like waiting for whatever you personally, Pisces, were, whatever that you were waiting for, the green light, you get it in the mid-month of March. You may have some big people that want to come in, talk with you, meet you, see you. So, you could be like, if you're in the entertainment industry, there could be people that are like, if you're an actor, an actress, a musician, a poet, a writer, a director, a producer, like, I don't know. Maybe I took that too far, but for some of you, it doesn't have to be in the entertainment field. It could also be where in any kind of business where they headhunt for like new people to come and join aboard what they're doing, and they select you, or they select you from a group of people auditioning for a job or for something. I feel you get selected. You got success. Look at that. 3 of Rods, success coming to you. It can be letting go of something so success can come to you, or it can be waiting patiently for success to come in or beginning some kind of new success. If you do channeling, you're going to be channeling information very deeply now. So if you're somebody that does mediumship, psychic work, or channeling, it's going to be on fire for you in March. Your cash flow is going to start to improve. Cash comes rolling in somehow to you. You also, some of you are going to receive notification about a placement opportunity. So if it's a placement in a specific program, a placement in a position, a placement in a school, a placement in a theatrical production, whatever it is, you're going to get successful notification about placement for you. That's going to be good. Your popularity is also increasing. I feel there's going to be a lot of people that want to talk to you, see you, give you well wishes. Now, it's your birthday month, so some of this could be like birthday party energy I'm picking up, because I see a lot of people being like thinking about you, being real positive about you. So to me, for some of you, that's like a logical thing of like your birthday, and they're thinking of you, they want to wish you well. But for some of you, it goes beyond that. People are thinking you have the right idea. You're in the right ballpark. You're coming through with the goods. Whatever it is, you're being thought of in a positive light. People are taking notice of you. They're paying attention to you. Some of you there's a big party going to be in your honor. Some of you have to speak at something, like give a speech, maybe at that party or something else. So, wow, you got a lot of things. I would listen to yours again. Pisces was like kind of intense for me to read, actually. So I hope this reading was of help to you for all the signs out there, and I hope they made sense. I want to thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for Google Plusing. I do truly appreciate it. And please remember to subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I upload my videos here to YouTube. And if you're interested in getting the What's Lucky for You in 2018 3-card psychic tarot reading, where I read just what's going to be lucky for your sign, and they were also strong for the rising signs as well. You can access those videos for download and purchase by clicking on the link below this video in the Show More section, and it will take you to those Vimeo videos on demand page for those readings. You can also access them by going to my website, which was newly updated in the beginning of January, www.theluckymermaid.com. Click on the Videos tab. If you go to drop down now, it's going to be videos from other years, but if you want the most current videos, click on Videos, and it will be probably number 1 or 2 at the top of the page for those What's Lucky for You in 2018 readings. Also, if you're interested, my psychic crystal readings are available for each sign of the zodiac for download and purchase by clicking on the other link below this video, and also on my same page on my website, probably right underneath the What's Lucky readings. You just click on your sign and it will take you to that video on Vimeo for the psychic crystal readings for March 2018. So I wish you an absolutely wonderful rest of your month of March, all the signs of the zodiac out there, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.